Please unmute. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay. Uh,
I ha I
yeah,
have
yeah,
on
go
my
ahead.
screen it said connected to go to training. Is
Okay.
that what it's supposed to be?
Yeah, are you able to see my screen? You are able to see my screen?
I'm not seeing your screen. I just have this connected to go to training. That's what I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, just go with that. Okay, once you connected, right, you will able to see my screen.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay, no problem.
Mhm.
Okay, so, so this is what we need to discuss here. Like completely, it's a manual testing, right? So anyone know what is testing? Anyone know what is testing, guys? What is meaning of testing? What is an idea of what is your idea on testing? Can anyone? What is meaning of exactly? What is meaning exactly of testing? Can anyone tell me what is testing means? What you know or you don't know? Anybody?
I think testing
Go ahead.
is, for example, when my understanding is like when developers, for example, develop like a website, and then you will like test it to see if it's functioning or not. If it's not functioning, then you write a report telling them what's wrong with it, and then they can
Yes.
fix it.
Yes. Correct. What else you want? Yeah, that is absolutely correct. Good. So what is testing means, we can say that simply we can say that whether the application or a software is working as per the given requirements or not. So they will provide some requirements, right? Based on that, sorry, based on that, you need to test your application was working as per the given requirement or not. We need to check. Yes, absolutely. What you said is correct. You need to check whether it is working as per the functionality, as per the requirements. That we can call it as what manual testing. Okay. So before we go to the testing, before we need to know what is software. Say we will work a lot of softwares, right? What is software? So software is a collection of what programs where it will takes input from the user and it will do some process and finally it will give what output, right? That output we need to check. Okay, we need to check whether whether you are getting correct output or not. We need to check. Okay, that's one of the most important. But most of the people are say what is testing means finding the defects. No, it's not finding the defects. Defects can find anyone, not only you. Okay, not only a tester. Okay, defect can find by the developer, the defect can find by the client, the defect can find by the end user. Anyone can find the defect. But don't say testing is for only finding the defects. That is the wrong assumption. Okay, so what is testing means, you can simply say that test any kind of application to check whether the application is working as per the given requirements or not. Understanding, right? Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now, what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing? A lot of people are confused. What is automation testing and what is manual testing? So, what is manual testing and what is automation testing? Can anyone, what is manual testing and what is automation testing? So, manual testing means what, and automation testing means what? You want to share anything? Okay. So, this is one of the most important one, guys. What is manual testing? Okay, what is manual testing? So manual testing means what? We are not using any tools or any script. Okay, we are not using what? Any tools, or we are not using any script. So generally what we are doing, the manual test cases are executed without support from what? Without support from what? Tools and script. That kind of testing we can call it as what? Manual testing. See, now I want to test any application. Now I want to test Amazon application. Okay. So here I'm not using any tools. Manually I'm doing what? I'm clicking what? Amazon, and I'm clicking the enter button. See, I'm doing myself. Okay, I'm not using any tools for this. Okay, now I'm entering what? Amazon application URL. I'm entering the URL and I'm clicking the enter button. Everything is done by myself. Okay, I'm not using any tools. I'm not using any script. Okay, so these kind of testing, what we can call manual testing. Manual testing means what? I'm not using any tools. Okay, I'm not using any script. Here I'm not using any script. Here I'm not using any tool. Then how I'm testing? By manually. I'm passing the URL here. This is what URL. I'm passing the URL and I'm clicking the enter button and I'm doing the testing, like I'm clicking this button, I'm clicking this link, I'm clicking each and every link, and also I'm checking the functionality of the application. So these kind of testing, we can call it as what? Manual testing. Okay, and what about automation testing? Most of the people will ask, what is automation testing? Automation testing means what? So there are a lot of automation tools will be there in the market. Selenium, there are a lot of tools will be available in the market. Okay, but how we will do the automation testing? Okay, they are executed with the support from what tools and script. Suppose you want to do automation for any application, what is required here? You need to require some tools, as well as also you need to require some scripting knowledge. You need to require, like Java is required, Python is required, C sharp is required. Suppose you want to write the script in Python, you need to learn the Python. Suppose you want to write the script in Java, you need to learn the Java. Ruby, you want to write the script in Ruby, you need to learn that language. Based on that, you need to write the script. Based on the tools and script, we will execute the application. Such kind of testing, we can call it as what? Automation testing. Okay, but don't say automation means Selenium. Selenium is what? One of the tool for the automation. There are multiple tools will be there in the market. Okay, there are number of tools will be there in the market. Okay, so it's very clear, right? So what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing? Suppose you want to do a manual testing, means what you need to do? You need not use any tools or a script. Okay, just you need to launch the URL and you just enter the URL and click the enter button. You can do your manually means without taking any support from the tools and script. But whereas if you want to work in automation, what is required? You require some scripting and some tools. Based on the tools and script, we can execute all our test cases. Such kind of testing, we can call it as what? Automation testing. Is it clear, guys? So this is one of the most important one. Okay, before we start to the manual, you need to understand what is manual testing and what is automation testing. Okay, anybody have any questions here? Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Okay, so this is clear, right? What is the difference between manual and automation? Anybody have any questions here? Okay, can you hear me, right? Okay, so okay, you know, right, what is the difference between manual and automation? Now, what is the drawbacks of manual process? See, what is manual process? Just now we discussed, right? So if you go with manual process, what will happen? It's a time consuming and more employees is required, and it is also what we can say that it is costly. Okay, we can say that it is costly. Guys, can you hear me, right? Can you please confirm? Can you hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, good. So is it clear,
Are
right?
we gonna
So
have
manual.
access to this lesson?
Yeah, today we will discuss what is the basics from the manual testing, what is required to learn the manual testing.
No, I mean, are we gonna have access to this to this
Sorry, come again. What you are expecting? Sorry, come again.
Are we gonna have access to this? Are we gonna be able to read this lesson?
No, not required. I will explain you, and I will share these documents to you. Okay, you
Oh,
can
good.
after the class you can prepare the notes, or else you can read yourself. Okay, just try to understand the concept. Okay, once you have any questions, please stop at the same moment. Okay, you can stop
Okay.
at the same. Okay, you can ask the questions. Okay, if you have any questions, just stop me. Okay, you can ask the questions. Okay, if you are not understand, just stop me. Okay, so I
Okay.
don't know, right, whether you are understanding or not. So you can stop me at any point. If you are not understand that point, I can repeat one more time. I can explain that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So you understand, right, what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So what is the benefits of automation? See, if you are using automation testing means what will happen? It will reduce the time. Yes, if you use the automation means what? It will reduce the time, and it will reduce the human resources, and finally it will save the cost. Okay, so this is what the mainly the difference between automation testing and manual testing. Okay, so what is testing? This question is very, very important. In interview, they will ask you. So what is testing mean? The tested developed application, any developed application. What you need to do? We need to check whether it is working according to the client requirements or not. So you need to test that application, make sure whether it is working according to the client requirements or not. So here the requirements they will provide you guys. Okay, don't worry about the requirements. Okay, they will provide the requirement. Then what you need to do, you need to test that developed any application, any developed application, you need to check whether it is working according to the client requirements or not. You need to check. Okay, so that we can call it as what? Testing. Okay, so what is the objectives of testing? So ensuring the quality. For what reason we are doing the testing? Quality is one of the most important one. For what reason we are doing the testing? Not finding the defects. Okay, we are doing the testing for what? Quality purpose. So quality is one of the most important one. So that the reason testing is required. Okay, is it clear, right? Ensuring the correctness and robustness, and ensuring the reliability. What is meaning of correctness and robustness? Okay, correctness means critical functionality also we need to check. Okay, robustness means we need to check whether it is working as per the given requirements with all the areas or not, we need to check. Okay, and reliability, one of the most important one. Reliability means what? Whether this application is what user friendly or not, we need to check. Testing, while you are doing the testing, right, you need to check this application is what user friendly or not, you need to check. Okay, and this is what objective of testing. For what reason we are doing the testing? To ensure means what? Make sure the quality is getting or not, make sure that is correctness or not, make sure that it is robustness, critical functionality also we need to test, and ensure reliability. What is called reliability? Reliability is nothing but reliability is nothing but make sure this application should user friendly. What is called user friendly? User need to accept your application, so that we can call it as what? User friendly or not, we need to test. Okay, I will explain you, don't worry, how we need to test the reliability and all the things. And finally, what we can say that ensure the product is what? Bug free before shipment and release. So before we are going to the release, okay, we need to check whether the product is, or whether the application is what? Bug free. Okay, now tell me guys, can we do 100% of testing? Is it possible? Can we do 100% of testing? Is it possible? Can we do 100% of testing?
I guess it is possible.
No, we cannot. So yeah, we can, but see, 100% we cannot test, because some environmental issues will come. Some way you can follow the wrong instructions at the time, you will miss that scenarios. So 100% testing is not at all possible. So once we release the product in the market, still we hit some issues. because we cannot test all the environments, right? We cannot test each and everything, but we will test before we release the product in the market. But we cannot say there is a single bug in this application. We cannot say like that, because once it is released in the market, see, still we have a Amazon, lot of issues will be there. Still the Facebook, we have a lot of issues will be there. In Twitter, we have a lot of issues will be there. In Walmart, we have a lot of issues will be there. See, we cannot do 100%. See, you cannot say there is no bug in this application. You cannot say like that. Definitely there are some bugs will be there, no doubt at all. There are few bugs will be there, but what we are doing, we are resolving that bugs and we are giving the quality of the application to the customers. Okay, if you if you develop any application, you cannot say that it's 100%. One second. So you cannot say that it is 100% testing is completed. Okay, there is, you cannot say there is a no bug in this product. After release also, suppose your development is done and the product is ready, and now we are releasing in the market. After releasing in the market also, we will get some issues, that we can call it as what, client issues. Okay, is it clear? We cannot do 100% of testing, it's not at all possible, but we are giving the assurance to the client, hey, don't worry, we already tested your application, we find lot of issues, we already fixed that issues, we already verify that issues, and you can happily launch the product in the market. Then only the client will launch the product in the market. Understanding, right? But we cannot say to the client, hey, you will not get a single bug after the product launch. No, we cannot promise like that, because we don't know what kind of issues will come. See, in the real time, what by using of that application, we'll get some issues, will get it, definitely will get some issues, no doubt at all. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
So we cannot give the 100% of assurance. Okay, so we can, no one will cannot test, even no one will cannot test 100% of testing is done. Okay, but we are giving to the client, hey, don't worry, we already tested, we find some defects, we already fixed that one, and you can launch this application happily in the product. So then they will launch the application in the market. Okay, but still after launching the product, they will not get huge issues, they will get one or two issues. That one or two issues, we will rectify that one, again we will release in the product in the market. Okay, but we cannot say a single bug is not there in the product. Okay, we cannot say like that. Okay, it's not possible. Okay, yeah, anybody have any questions so far? Okay, so why testing is done? See, this is one of the most important. Why testing is done? Quality. So one of the most important is what? Quality. Okay, the testing is done to assure. Assure means what? Make sure. Make sure whether you are getting the quality product or not. So this is one of the most important one, guys. Don't say the testing means finding the defects. Okay, it's a wrong answer.
I
Okay.
did. I did.
Yeah. Okay. You have any question?
No, this is okay.
Okay. So what we can say that the testing is done to assure the quality, make sure that whether you are getting the quality product or not.
You
How
say
can you
one
define the
person.
quality? Can anyone tell me how can you define the quality? How can you say this is your
Oh,
quality product? So how can you say you are getting a quality product? Can anyone? How can you say you are getting a quality product? So suppose you are saying that I'm getting a quality product. How can you say you are getting a quality product? So what we can say that, see, you have the requirement 1, requirement 2, requirement 3, requirement 4, and requirement 5. Suppose you tested all the requirements. You test requirement 1, you test requirement 2, you test, and requirement 3 also you test, and requirement 4 also you test, requirement 5 you also you test. No doubt you will get quality product. No doubt at all.
is it the
Suppose,
one that he doing the blah thing that showing? Yeah, I seen it, but I just not hearing.
It's not. It's an example he giving. It said, I guess, is how I think the product to get a quality. I think that these are the steps that can be involved to get a quality product, right?
Yes. So I'm giving the example how you will get a quality product. So see, in the real time, the requirements they will provide you.
But
Okay,
I'm talking, but what I would do now, I brace the hand thing, you're not even hearing me. They say writing and say racing, I did. I see what he doing with the blah blah thing, but I'm not hearing him.
Oh, how you not mute yourself
That
because if
because
you
your phone on that why I hearing him.
oh
sorry, can you speak in English so I can help out on you?
Okay.
she says you raise your hand up, but you
Okay.
I don't know whether you pay attention to it as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Tell me, you have any questions? Let me know. You have any questions?
No.
You don't have any questions? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's closed for
Okay,
me.
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear him now.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have to mute yourself.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
hearing him.
okay. So see, the testing is done for what? To assure the quality. Quality is one of the most important one for the reason why we are doing the testing for the quality purpose, right? So how can you define the quality? How can you say you are getting the quality product? Okay. So how can you do? You can say you are getting a quality product. They will provide some requirements. Okay. They will provide some requirement one, requirement two, requirement three, and requirement four and requirement five. Okay, if you covered all the requirements, okay, you covered all the requirements, you covered requirement 1, you covered requirement 2, you covered requirement 3, you covered requirement 4, and you cover requirement 5. So what you will get, you will get what? A quality product, no doubt at all. You will get what? Quality product. Suppose you miss the requirement 2, you are not understand what is this one, so you miss the requirement 2, so what will happen? You will not get a quality product. So what I'm telling here, how can you define the quality? How can you define the quality? The quality is defined the justification of what? All the requirements. What are the requirements they provide, right? You need to fulfill all the requirements. Then only you will get what? Quality product. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. So a need for software testing. Suppose you want to go for a software testing side. What is required? Always remember guys, you need to delivering the quality software product or not. Always you need to check whether we are delivering the quality software product or not. We need to check. Okay, and satisfying the user requirements or not, you need to check. Okay, make sure that whether you are satisfying the user requirements or not, you need to check. Okay, and I told you, right, making the software is what? More reliable. What is called reliable? Reliable means user friendly. You always need to test that application, make sure that it is what? More reliable or not. And also you need to remember one thing, reducing the maintenance cost. Once the product will launch in the market, you will not get too many issues. If you are getting too many issues means the maintenance cost will be increased. Okay, so you need to reduce the maintenance cost. That's one of the most important one. And avoiding the customer dissatisfaction. So once the product will launch the market, the customer feels need to be happy. Otherwise it was getting too many issues, too many bugs, the customer is not able to access the application, then what will happen? The customer dissatisfaction. So you need to avoid that one. Okay, so one of the most important one is what? How you will get quality product. Interview question, how you will get the quality product? To justification of what? All the requirements. What are the requirements they will provide, right? You need to fulfill all the requirements. In that case definitely you will get a quality product. Okay, so now another point, what is the advantages of testing? Why we need to do the testing? One of the most important one. Why? Is it required? Yes, it is 100% testing is required. Okay. So without testing, we cannot launch any product in the market. Okay. Take any technology, artificial intelligence. anything, any technology, okay, cloud technologies, okay, for any technology, what is required? Testing is required. Even you want to test any artificial intelligence, your testing is required. Even you want to work in cloud technology, Google Cloud, AWS, GCP, these all are what, cloud technologies. In that case also we need to require testing. Without testing they won't launch any single product in the market. So what is the advantages of testing? What is the advantages of testing? Quality product. Why we are doing the testing? For quality. Why we are doing the testing? Client satisfaction. Client will have more satisfaction. If your product is working fine, the client will happy. And more business, we will get a more business. If client is happy means what? We can get more business. And finally, what we can say? It's a bug free product. We can say bug free product, but we cannot say it's 100% a bug free product. Okay, you understand, right, the difference between bug free product and 100% bug free product. No one will cannot test 100% of testing, is not at all possible. We can say to the client, it's a bug free product. Okay, anybody have any questions
Oh,
here? Is it clear?
no.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, good, excellent. So don't worry, I will give you more examples. Okay, testing qualities. So what qualities is required for me to test that application? Okay, so what qualities? No compromise on the quality. See, suppose you find any defect, what you need to do? You need to report immediately. If you compromise on the quality, then you will not get the quality product. Suppose you find any defect, what you need to do? You need to report immediately to the developer. So that is one of the most important one. No compromise on the quality. If you saw any spelling mistake in the application, you need to report. If you saw any silly issues also, you need to report. Okay, so you cannot ignore that issues. What are the issues you observe in the application? You need to report immediately. You need to report immediately to the developers. So no compromise on the quality. If you compromise on the quality, you will not get the quality product. So you always need to remember this point. And what is negative thinking? Okay, there are two things, like testings are two types, like what you can do: positive testing and negative testing. Can anyone tell me what is positive testing and what is negative testing? Anybody have any idea what is positive testing and what is negative testing? What is meaning of positive testing? Positive testing means what and negative testing means what? Anybody have idea? The phone number. Okay, you need to enter the phone number. The phone number is how many digits? So in India it's a 10 digit number, right? In India it's a 10 digit number, right? So if I give the 10 digit number, okay, so it is what kind of testing? Positive testing. If I give invalid number, if I give what invalid number, I'm not giving a complete 10 digit number, I'm giving what invalid number. So this kind of testing we can call it as what negative testing. Okay, so we need to do the both testing, like what is that positive testing and negative testing. Okay, so while you're testing that application, you need to check what both things, like positive testing as well as negative testing. Is it clear? See, I will give you one more example. Now, you're testing the login screen. You're testing what? Login screen. So what is positive testing here? What is meaning of positive testing? The positive testing is nothing but you are giving the valid username and valid password. If you click on the login button, it should work. That kind of testing we can call it as what? Positive testing. What is negative testing? I'm testing invalid data. I'm testing with invalid data also. See, I'm giving what? I'm not giving the positive data here. I'm not giving the negative. I'm giving what? Invalid. Okay, I'm not giving valid one. Okay, ABC. Here also I'm giving what? ABC. See, it should not work. In case it is working means that is a bug. See, it should not work. See, what is say that? Incorrect user ID or a password. So while you are doing the testing, you need to do the both things, like a positive testing as well as you need to do the negative testing. Is it clear, guys? So this is what you will not do only a positive testing. You need to do what? Negative testing also. Negative testing means what? You need to test with what? With the invalid data. You need to test what? Invalid data. Is it clear? So testing is not only you need to go with the positive testing. What is meaning of positive testing? Giving what? Valid username, valid password. See, I'm giving what now? I'm giving what? Both are valid only. Username is valid and password is also valid. Now I'm clicking login button. What will happen? It will take me a respective page. So it is working as expected. So this kind of testing we can call it as what? Positive testing. So what is meaning of positive testing? The positive testing means what? We are providing the valid user ID and valid password, valid credentials. Okay. What is negative testing? I need to check. Suppose I'm giving not null. Both are I'm giving null values. I'm not giving any values there. Okay. I'm giving what? Null value. I'm giving null value. Now I'm trying to clicking login button. So it should not allow. So this kind of testing we can call it as what? Negative testing. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, good, good. So this is one of the most important one. While you are doing the testing, you need to check both things, positive testing and negative testing. First, what kind of testing you will do, guys? First, you will do negative or a positive? Can anyone answer? First, what kind of testing you will do?
Positive.
Absolutely, excellent. So you always do what? A positive testing first, not negative. Okay. First, you need to go with valid username. Second, what you need to do? You need to go with valid password. Okay. Then, oh, it's
Yeah.
working correctly. Yeah. Then next, what you need to do? It's working. Okay. With the positive data is working. That's not, your testing is not completed, right? You need to check with the negative also, because sometimes end user might forget is not giving the valid one. Okay. Might use giving invalid one. In that case, it should not work. It is working means that is a bug. Now I'm giving what? Both are invalid only. Now it should not allow to log in. If it is allowed to log in means that is a bug. See, incorrect user ID and password. It is not allowed to invalid data. So while you are doing the testing, you need to check both the positive testing as well as you need to test what? Negative testing. So what test qualities is required? For suppose you want to go for testing, no compromise. You never compromise on the quality. Negative thinking like positive testing, negative testing, you need to check. And analytical skills, you need to think what is what is the expected result, what you are getting. So you cannot go with the blind testing. Okay, you need to think what is the output, what this output is correct or not. You need to test while you are doing the testing. You need to analyze the things whether it is correct or not. Okay, so this is all are very very important, and patience is required. See, you will not get immediately output. You need to spend some time. You need require some patience. Patience means what? Immediately you cannot get the result. You need to do a lot of testing. You need to do everything. You need to select that item. You need to add to the cart, and you need to do the payment. Lot of instructions will be there. You need to follow all the instructions. Then only you will get that output. Okay, you will not get immediately. So a lot of patience is required. And finally, one thing, guys, if you want to go for a testing side, and communication is required. One of the most important is what? The communication. So you need to speak, you need to talk, because you observe one issue, right? So you need to tell to the team what you observed. You need to communicate in the proper way. If you are not telling in the correct way and you are miscommunicated and all the things means, then the developer will not understand where the defect we got. Okay, so communication is one of the most important one. What are the issue you observe? You need to report it to the developer, and also you need to write the mails like returning skills, like you need to write the mails and all the things. Okay, that's one of the most important one. You want to become a good tester, what is required? Technical skills is required. Lot of technical skills is required. If you know Linux, then well and good. If you know Python, then it's well and good. If you know more and knowledge, then it's well and good. You need have some technical skills. And analytical skills, what is called analytical skills? You need to observe the things, not only go with the things blindly. You need to analyze the things. Okay, you need to think why this defect is got, what happened, you root causes, you need to identify the root cause for the defect. Okay, and passion, you need to love the job. Okay, if you love the job, you can enjoy that job. Okay, so first you need to love the job. Okay, and attitude, body language, the communication is one of the most important one, because sometimes now you are reporting the issue but developer is not accepting. In that case, what you will do? Can anyone answer? Do you understand my question? You are reporting the defect but developer is not accepting. Then in that case, how can you convince that you are getting the defect? How can you convince the developer? You are reporting the issue but developer is not accepting it. So in that case, what you will do? You will ignore that issue.
Maybe you try to show them what you're talking about and maybe do the testing in front of them, maybe.
Yeah, that's correct. You can show, but you can say that, yeah, absolutely, it is correct. What you can say that you can show the screenshot. So I'm telling, but your people are not listening. So I saw that issue, but your people are not listening. Means what I can do? I can show the screenshot. I can show the log files. I can show that where exactly it is hitting that issue. Yes, that we need to do. You need to take a screenshot. Okay, so see, we cannot.
Can I have a quick question?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Speaking of the technical skills you
Okay.
are talking
Yeah.
about, do you have to know like a programming language in manual testing? Is it
No, no, no.
something
See,
like
not for a manual, you not required any programming knowledge.
okay,
Zero programming knowledge you can easily survive.
okay,
Because I will tell you, in manual we never write any code. We never write any script. I told you,
okay,
right, that the I told you what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing. So
right,
manual testing, if you go with manual, you not required any single programming knowledge, not
okay,
required. But why I'm telling here the technical terminologies, if you require, suppose you are working in cloud environment, cloud, you know, right? What is the cloud technology? If you work with the cloud, first of all, you need to understand what is cloud, how it will work. Suppose anyhow you are working in Walmart, okay? So how this Walmart will working, how its e-commerce website is working. So that technical skills, at least you need to have some knowledge on that area, how that application, the domain is very very important, right? Domain knowledge is very very important. Now you are working in banking application, so how banking application is works, how it works. So there are a lot of things will be there, a lot of cards will be there, debit card, credit card, corporative card. So these all are not the same functionality, right? There are the different functionality. Credit card has a different functionality, debit card has a different functionality, saving account is completely a different functionality, and corporative account is what a different functionality. So you need have some domain knowledge. What is the domain knowledge? Is nothing but which you are working in that product, you need have some product knowledge is required. So in that case, you need have some technical skills, means what we are using, for what software we are using to develop all the things that you need to know. But you, for a manual tester, not required any programming knowledge. Okay, is it clear?
yeah. So you were speaking of working in the cloud.
Yeah,
Um, so when
yeah.
you do this manual testing, right? When you're doing it, what if you have a program that requires you working in the cloud, but you just did manual testing? How do you figure that out?
Yeah, that, yeah. See, they will give you. I told you, right? They will give you the requirements. How you will test that one? We need to test whether it is working according to the client requirements or not. So they will give the requirements. Based on the requirements, you need to test that application. Now you are working in the cloud application, right? So suppose they asked you to create a cloud account. They asked you to create cloud account. So this is what your task. So what you need to do? You do, so they will tell you how to create that account. They will give you step one. Okay, you need to follow the step one. Okay, you need to follow the
Oh,
step
okay.
two. Okay, you need to follow the step three. So here I'm not writing any code here, just I'm following
Okay.
what this is what requirements, this is what requirements. See, I always follow what requirements. As a testing team, we not write any code. So in the
Mm-hmm.
cloud, I'm testing this. I'm able to create a cloud account or not. I'm able to check by following the document. We always follow the documents, the requirement specification documents. We always follow the requirement specification. That is what I told you, right? As a testing team, we always follow what requirements. How you can say that it is working as expected? How can you say it is working as expected? Suppose requirements, what they're given in the requirements and what you are getting in the output, you both are the same, means you can say that it is working as expected. Actual result is equal to expected result. So you
Okay.
can say that it is working as expected.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So okay, no problem. Okay, good question. So that's one of the most important, guys. So we not required any programming knowledge. Don't worry about the programming. But what I'm trying to say, if you know how cloud works, you're testing some product means first of all you need to know how that the functionality, right? Without knowing of functionality, how you will test? Understanding, right? So you need to know how it works. What is the technology for that? So first of all, you need to understand they will give you KT. What is called KT? Anyone know? What is called KT? KT means what? Knowledge transfer. Once you get into the organization, right, they won't give immediately to work on that items, okay? They won't give the immediately to work on the task. They will provide KT session. What is called KT session? KT session is nothing but what? Knowledge transfer. They will tell you how to test, how to test, and what steps we need to follow. They will tell you each and everything. They will tell you. But as a tester, you need to check whether it is working as per the given requirements are, and as per the functionality, it is working as expected or not. You need to check. Okay, is it clear? So that's one of the most important one, guys. They will provide
Yes,
the
thank you.
requirement. Yeah, thank you. They will provide the requirement. Based on the requirements, you need to test. Okay. So sometimes the developer is not accepted your defect. Then what you need to do? You cannot ignore that. You can show the screenshot and you need to show the logs. What are the logs you find? And you need to report all the things. Okay. Then developer definitely accept your defect. Okay. And finally, what we can say that productivity. So productivity means what? Whatever you do the work, you should have the quality work. Always you need to get what? Quality work. Okay, make sure you need to test proper way. Okay, you are spending too much of time but you are not done testing properly, means that you are spending a lot of time but you are not following the process, you're not following the requirements, you're not following the documents, then you will not get the productivity. When you will get the productivity? If you work with the quality of work. Okay, if you follow the proper requirements, if you follow the correct documents, then you will get what? Quality of the product. So productivity is one of the most important one, guys. So you need to check the productivity. So you are doing some work. Okay, what is the productivity on that? Okay, so you are getting a quality of the product or not, you need to check. Okay, not only spending of too much time. Okay, what you need to learn, whether you are getting the quality of work or not, you need to check. Okay, I'm spending 8 hours, I'm spending 12 hours. What is the use of spending of 12 hours or 8 hours? What is the results are very very important. So while you are doing the testing, you need to check the quality of work. Okay, productivity is one of the most important one. You need to check whether you are getting the quality work or not. You need to check. Okay, so this is all or what for a good tester. You need to learn the technical skills, analytical skills, and passion. Yes, I like this job, and you can enjoy your job, and attitude, and productivity, and written communication. So if you know all the things, you can become a good tester. Okay, tomorrow what we can do is, tomorrow we'll see one of the most important. So far what we know, what is testing? The testing is nothing but to check whether the application is working according to the given client requirements or not. They will provide the requirements. We need to test that application. For what purpose we are doing the testing? I told you, right? For what purpose we are doing the testing, guys? Can anyone answer? What for what purpose we are doing the testing? Defects? For what purpose we are doing the testing? Anyone answer for that?
Quality.
Yes, absolutely. Quality. Okay, not for
Um,
different.
for, for quality, for
Yes,
quality product.
yes, quality product. Absolutely correct. Yes, correct. So
Client
the test.
client
Yeah.
certificate.
You're saying something?
No,
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. 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 No issue. So the testing is done for the quality. What is positive testing and what is negative testing? Can anyone answer? What is positive testing and what is negative testing? So positive testing means what?
Testing done
Positive
by
is the good
positive
result.
data.
Negative.
Hmm. Yes. Positive testing with what, with good data. Yes, that is correct. Like that. What is negative testing? You need to give the invalid data. In that case, it should not allow. Okay, so that's good. Tomorrow what we can do is we will see one of the most important one. What are the testing types? Okay, there are two types. One is structural and another is what, functional. So what is white box testing and what is black box testing, we'll see tomorrow. Anybody have any questions today's session? You are able to understand anything you want to discuss? You want to go with slow, or you can give the suggestions, okay? So based on your things, then I can follow.
Yeah.
Is it clear? You are able to understand? Yeah, go ahead. You are saying something?
You are basic. You explain about analytical skill. What does that
Yes.
imply?
See, analytical skills is nothing but, see, while you are doing the testing, right, you cannot go with the same way, same path, okay? What is happening in that application, you need to analyze. This is, see, now I find the defect, okay? Before finding the defect, you find the defect, right? What is the causing the problem? Where it is causing, okay? You need to analyze that one. You cannot take simply a screenshot and report it to the developer. That's not a good one, right? Everyone can do that job, but you are analyzing the things like why it is hitting, why the, what is the problem, what is the problem in that defect. Okay, if you analyze all the things, that is very very important. As a good tester, you need to think broadly, and you need to get the things in depth. What is the causing the problem, what the problem is causing. So you identify some defect, but you need to know what is causing that problem. So that all will come somewhere in analytical skills. Like you need to have some deep knowledge on that. Understand, guys? If you work on the product, then only you will get the thing. Okay, it won't get normally while you are testing the application, right? First of all, you need to have some domain knowledge. Domain knowledge means what? Product knowledge. Product knowledge is one of the most important one. Okay, I cannot test the banking application until unless I know what is banking application, how it works. So what functionality we need to test. First of all, you need to know what exactly I need to be tested. Without knowing all the things, you cannot test any application, right? So they will provide you KT. KT is nothing but what? Knowledge transfer session. They will provide all the knowledge transfer session. Based on that, you need to understand the domain first. How Walmart works, how Amazon works, how Flipkart works. So first of all, you need to understand the domain. Domain knowledge is very, very important. You need to analyze the things, okay? So how it works. So once you know that, then your testing part is very, very, very easy. Very, very easy. Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. Uh, Anybody have any question? I
So
think
how many days is this class?
see, it's
A week.
almost we go with only weekends. We don't have the class. Max, it will take 20, 25 classes. Max 20,
So
25.
it's what? It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It starts from Monday to Friday.
Also Monday to Friday, so weekend no class. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have the class.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Uh,
as we end the day, then that's how you send the notes to us.
Yeah, we will send you the material, video recording. We will send you each and everything. Don't worry about this one. They will provide you material. What we are seeing here right now, what you are seeing in the slide, they will provide a complete material to you. And also they will provide you the video recording. What we done in the video, right? The class session video they will provide you. Okay, you can refer that. If you miss the section also, not a problem. You can just go with the video. That's fine.
Okay.
So you're gonna send it. You're gonna send this one to us tonight.
Yeah, I think yes. Today after it will take within the day that they will send it. To you. Okay, I'm talking IST. Within the day they will send it. To you.
You're gonna send it to our emails, right?
Yes, yes, yes. They will create account and then they will create the email.
Okay. It was a good class.
Okay, then. Anything else to discuss?
Not really.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see. We will discuss about what types of testing tomorrow. We'll see. Very interesting. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the demo session. So I hope many of you attended yesterday's demo. So I'll just give a quick summary of what we have discussed in yesterday's demo session. So the agenda for today's demo is to give you again the curriculum, what we are going to cover in this entire 2.5 months journey, and also we will see a small use case how we can understand very difficult concept of machine learning using Python. We can implement one project in that particular project, in that particular use case, right? So the agenda for today's demo session is to give you a brief about the course, the curriculum, the timing, and other things. Also, I will take questions from the chat window. So if you have any queries, feel free to write it in the chat window so that I can take it from there, right? So before we start, let me quickly summarize, let me quickly introduce myself. This is Asmita. I will be your course instructor. I have around 11 plus years of experience into big data and data science. I started my career as a big data engineer, and after my master's, I moved to data science, right? So I'm currently working as a staff data scientist in one of the leading MNC. I have around 6+ years of teaching experience. Since 2016, I am teaching data science. So I have trained almost many professionals. Currently, from this new session, right, like July, I am going to join my PhD program in IIIT in IoT, right? I'm going to do my PhD in IoT and AI. So that's my quick introduction. I have worked in different companies from different domains, starting from aviation, renewables to investment banks. Okay. So this is my short introduction. Coming to the course curriculum and all. So the syllabus you will find attached in the email. Let me summarize the syllabus again. Many of you joined yesterday and you have seen all of this, but let me quickly summarize what we're going to cover, and then we will go to the we will discuss one use case, right? So we will be starting from very scratch. So there are three major pillars in this entire course. So the first pillar is nothing but your Python, because Python is something which is very, very important. The entire like machine learning and deep learning, you will be coding using Python, right? So Python is the first thing that we will be covering. So Python, it has two parts. So one is your core Python concepts. So core Python is nothing but your variable, functions, data structure, list, tuple, set, dictionary, right? So all of those concepts we will discuss in the core Python, and then we will discuss about Python for data science module. So in Python for data science module, we will be discussing about NumPy, we'll be discussing about pandas, right? So once we complete the Python module, this is the first pillar. Python and visualization is the first pillar. Visualization is again very, very important, because data science is nothing but finding insights from your data, right? So to find insight and represent those insights to your client, you need a lot of visualization techniques. So in this visualization pillar, we will be discussing two things. One is your Power BI, which is newly introduced in your syllabus. And we will be discussing about Plotly. So what is Plotly? Plotly is a free package or open source package, Python package. We will be discussing a lot of graphs, like what is scatter plot, what is sunburst chart, what is histogram, where to use what kind of plot and why, what is distribution chart, the grammar of visualization, right? If you have a data, how, because in the real time, nobody is going to tell you, okay, do this chart. No, you have to decide what chart is suitable to find the right insight or to represent the results in a correct manner. So you need to decide those charts, right? So you have to understand what chart is used for what. Then only you can able to do that independently. So in this particular visualization, lot of concept you will understand. So what is the difference between a histogram and a box plot, where you will use box plot, where you will use histogram, all those concepts in very detailed way we will understand, and Power BI and Plotly we will discuss. So once you understand, this I say as a first pillar, right? The visualization, Power BI, Plotly, Python is the first pillar. Along with that, we will also discuss about SQL, right? So SQL is something which is very, very much demanded, and it's like definitely will find some questions in the interview. So SQL is a kind of universal kind of skill, like Python, SQL, Power BI, Plotly, respective of the kind of role, like whether you are a data analyst, data engineer, or a data scientist. These all things are common. So like these are very, very, very highly required skill to become a data scientist. So Python, visualization, Power BI, Plotly, and SQL is the first pillar of this course. And once we complete the first pillar, we will move to the advanced or the backbone, right? And that is nothing but your machine learning and stats. So machine learning and stats, we will be discussing very detail about maths. Each algorithm will have one project. So once we complete machine learning and statistics, we have 7 to 8 algorithms. We have linear regression, we have polynomial regression, we have from classification, decision tree, random forest, XGBoost, we have K-means clustering. So all of this algorithm, one project once we complete, then we will move to the third pillar, that is the advanced pillar, right? The advanced pillar, we will be discussing about deep learning and NLP. So this is not complete. Deep learning NLP itself will take 3 to 4 months to get expert in that. Even though you have like spent 3 to 4 months, you might not be expert, like because it's a very kind of lot of topics are there, and it will take years of time to call yourself an expert. But what we will discuss is whatever is needed for interview, we will be completing those modules from deep learning and NLP. ML and statistics, we will go very in depth. Python, visualization, SQL, ML and statistics will go very in depth. Deep learning and NLP also we will discuss. But it is kind of deep learning will discuss about artificial neural network, and NLP we will discuss about lot of concepts like what is web embedding techniques, right? What is, if the data is text data, how to analyze those data, that you will understand. So in this entire syllabus, there are 3 pillars. First is your Python, visualization and SQL pillar. Second is your ML and statistics pillar. And the third one is your deep learning and NLP pillar. So how are we going to structure this, right? So every day we will have class. So the timing will be 1 hour. 1 hour we will connect, right? Every day we will connect for 1 hour. And before I connect, so exactly at whenever the class is starting, so what we will do is first, or maybe at the end of the class, there will be a 10-minute quiz. I had given a lot of assignment because like I have seen that from my past previous batch experience. So people are not doing any assignment, just I'm giving them and they're not even opening it. So what we will do is 10 minutes quick revision we will do every day, because that really helps you. We all are working. So 10 minutes we will revise the concepts. How? By coding, not by just listening. So it's an interview preparation. So this 10 minutes every day we will give, right? So the questions, when it is a pillar 1, it is all coding, right? So in pillar 1 there is no theory. So in pillar 1, Python, Power BI, SQL, Plotly, I will be giving you coding questions that I have collected from Lit Code. So you have to kind of do small. If it is a lengthy code, instead of you doing it, I will be explaining it because it will take time. But 10 minutes we will give to interview preparation. But when we come to ML and stats, some of the theoretical question also we will discuss, right? For example, what is bias? What is variance? What is bias, variance, trade-offs, like that? A lot of interview questions every day, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, maybe at the end of the class, so that we can extend, right? It's like, let's say 55 minutes we have discussed and last 15 minutes. So 1 hour, 10 minutes, we can extend the class. And those 10 to 15 minutes time we will divide into interview preparation. So interview preparation, previously I was giving questions, but from your batch onwards, I decided to do it in the class every day, right? So you will not you will not be pressurized that, okay, interview preparation I have to do separately. It will go parallelly every day, 15 minutes. The topic, whatever we have discussed, from that topic, what kind of questions you can get in interview. For example, today I have discussed linear regression. So, okay, so what are the assumption of linear regression? What is gradient descent? So some of the concepts which you may get in the interview, we will discuss. Right? So this is the kind of way. Along with that, it's a very project-based learning. So you will be getting around 10 to 12 projects, 10 to 12 projects. So 10 to 12 projects in this entire, from the 3 pillars. Most of the project will be from machine learning, deep learning, and NLP side, right? So you will be able to do it, code it yourself. One project I will give you in the class. Sorry, I will tell you in the class, and one project will be your assignment, which you will do. So project you cannot do in 15 minutes. So that is an assignment. 15 minutes is only for interview discussion. So I have some 40 to 50 questions, which I will divide every day 15 minutes. And I will explain those questions and we will discuss, right? Along with the 1 hour class. So you can consider the classes will be 1 hour, 15 minutes like that, right? After we discuss 55 minutes, last 10, 15 minutes, we will dedicate to interview preparation. And along with that, you will also get the recorded sessions from Durga Sir. So it's almost like 170 hours of video you will get. So like this Python. So this entire journey, right? This Python part is covered by Durga Sir. So if you, so what I am doing is whatever is very important that I am covering from the Python module, but other topics like OOPS concept, at least the decorators, generator. If you really want to be expert in Python, right? So you can go to Durga Sir's video, right? But see, Python itself is vast. If I teach you Python, it will go for 3 months. And it's not necessary, right? Because we are not Python developers, we are data scientists. So we will learn Python for data science. Python is a widely used language. It has a lot of modules. So it can be useful for everyone, like the web developers can use Python to develop websites. We are here to use Python for data analysis, right? So I'm not saying it is not important or not needed, but it is not so important, right? So the OOPS concept and other concept later you can learn once you're expert in the mandatory skills. So that is good to know, but that is not mandatory skills for a data scientist, because there will be a separate team. One team cannot be expert in everything. Your core area is ML and stats and deep learning. Your core area is not object-oriented programming and all that. So there will be a DevOps team, there will be a software engineering team who are very expert in those, and they will be building the apps, right? They are the front, they will be building the front end part. So there are data engineers who are very expert in all of those. So they will be handling. So as a data scientist, your core area is machine learning. Modeling is your core area. So machine learning, deep learning, how to deploy those models. You have a lot of topics to learn. So you have to be very wise to select what to learn and what to let go, so that later you can, like if it is required, you can learn, right? So so this is the kind of summarized way what this entire course will be. And if you have any questions, you can type in the window, and I will take it from there. My main intention is to give you very, very difficult concept in a simplified manner. So machine learning and deep learning is difficult. It's full of maths, lot of algorithms, lot of things we need to understand in a very, very deep way. And also we need to implement it. And one more thing, the advantage is whatever I have learned, right? I have changed 4 to 5 companies in last 5 to 6 years. I have seen many data scientists. I have seen what is happening in the industry. So I'll give you those screen. And also I have seen many of my students going through interview process and sharing their feedback with me. I myself has attended many interviews. So I will summarize all my kind of learning and give it to you so that it will help you to clear interviews. So, for example, there are a lot of things that we can discuss, which topic is important, which topic you can skip, because it's all about timing and prioritizing, right? Because you have a lot of things to learn. If you start learning everything, that's not a wise way. Your data science syllabus will never complete. So if you start learning, many of you must have tried it, right? Like you thought initially you will learn yourself. Then what you have done is you have searched pandas in YouTube and you found, like, let's say 100 videos. So you just, in pandas, you have spent 1 month of time watching lot of videos. Still you're not confident whether this is completed or not, like whether a lot of other topics I'm skipping or no, I mean, I'm ready for interview, you're not sure. So you need really someone who can tell you this much is enough. If you clear till this level, 100% sure you can clear everything in the interview. Then move to the next topic. Don't spend 2-3 months in Python, 5-6 months in Python learning. In that way, if you learn, then the syllabus will be 3-4 years. You will not be able to complete. I'll give you an example. Somebody has learned Power BI, then they will think, okay, Tableau is also important. Should I learn Tableau or skip Tableau? Okay, Plotly I have learned, Matplotlib, Seaborn is there. Should I learn that or skip that? Okay, all of these things I have learned. SQL I have learned, MongoDB is there, NoSQL is there. Then core Python, OOPS concepts are there, right? In ML, there are 7-8 algorithms, there are 20-30 algorithms. In deep learning, what should I learn? TensorFlow I know, but PyTorch should I learn or not? So all of this kind of confusion will be there whenever you start this data science course to learn yourself, because lot of very vast. And for each and every topic, there are hundreds of resources available. So the course will save your time. So it will give you a correct direction. It's not like I'm teaching something new. I'm not discovering any new algorithm. Whatever is there, I will just present it in a nice, organized manner. But what you benefit you will get, your journey, which maybe 2-3 years, if you complete by yourself, will be reduced to 2-3 months, right? So a lot of time you will save because you know what to learn, how much to learn, so that you are interview ready, right? And that I will give you from my own experience. Okay, this much is good for a 3-year experience data science. So stop this topic here. Don't learn that topic now. Learn next will be this topic. So the path you will get, the direction you will get. That's why you should enroll for this course, so that in this 2-3 months of time, you will be very, very much expert, at least very confident before you go to interview, very confident, right? So all the topics that they're asking, you cannot match 100%, right? Data science, JD, even if you check my skill set, still it will not match 100%. But if it is matching 70 to 80%, you're a very good fit, right? So all those tips and techniques we will discuss in the class. The flow of the course, right? How the flow will be. First, we will be discussing about Power BI and SQL. These are the prerequisites, or basically some topics which are needed before we start the main topics. We will discuss about SQL first, right? Many of you already know, but I'm not going to teach you SQL for months and months. As I said, my major focus will be on ML, statistics, deep learning, and NLP. That is the core. And the first pillar. So if you want to divide the first pillar, I will be kind of giving 20 to 30% of the time to the first pillar, right? Let's say whatever is the total time, 30% will be given to the first pillar, and 70% of the time, right? 50% will be given, 40 to 50% will be given to the second pillar, and rest will be the third pillar. So even in the third pillar, topics are less. It is very complex topics. So I need a lot of time to explain it to you, right? It's not about topic, it's about what you are learning. Depends on that, the time we will divide and importance of it. So like you can understand, like 70 to 80% of the time, total time will be dedicating to the major topics, and 20 to 30% we will dedicate to the first pillar. And I'm going to teach you whatever is necessary for cracking interviews for SQL. We are not SQL developer, we are not Python developer. So we are not going to learn everything from scratch till end, but whatever is important for interview, we will discuss that, right? So this is the kind of summarized way of what we are going to discuss in this particular course, right? So the timing, the duration of the course, it will be every day 1 hour 15 minutes, around that. So 15 minutes will be quiz, uh, mostly at the end of the session, because in the initial, like if we start, let's start fresh, and once the class is over, we will have a 10-15 minutes quiz, a kind of interview preparation, and then uh, like we will discuss the solutions also. Mostly if it is a question theoretical, I will be explaining. And initial, so we will start the batch maybe after 2 or 3 demos. From this Thursday onwards, the batch will be starting. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we will have a small use case I will discuss with you, like machine learning use case, and other things like which is important, right? Before you enroll for this course, like other resources where you can learn from, prerequisites, all of those things we will complete. So Thursday onwards, we will start the batch. The timing of the batch will be notified, like mostly you will get an email, and also you will get the course content along with that, along with the timings and other details. You will also get the course content, right? Timing, I have two preferences. One is 7 to 8 a.m. IST, and so if this is not suitable, maybe we can connect from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I will prefer this 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Why? Because most of you, I found the schools are open, offices are open, so morning time, it might not be, you might not be available this time, right? So we will be sticking to 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. It will be Monday to Friday, we will have class. Monday to Friday, we will have 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. class. Classes will be mostly 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes, like that. And we'll continue this for 2.5 months. And the initial half months, we will connect, like let's say 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Why? Because it's a course creation time. So we will have a batch, right? We'll be forming a batch. So we will go slow. We'll not rush in the first class only, because many of you will be new to the course, and like we will go slow. Initial 15 days, 2 months complete. Like once you are little familiar with the concepts and installed everything, and you know the basics, will go full base mode, right? So that's the kind of division and everything. So if you have any questions or something, feel free to ask me. Also, you can find me in LinkedIn. If you want to know more about me, my experience and all, you can go to LinkedIn and check. You can type Sasmita Data Science, you will find me. Any questions so far? We are all good. And you can find a lot of videos in YouTube where I have explained what is data science, what is data engineer, what is the difference between data science and data engineer, what is the salary expectation, what are the data science applications, what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is the difference between them, right? So all of those concepts you will see very clearly explained in the YouTube videos, right? So any questions so far? We are all good. Okay, so I'm taking some questions from the chat window. Can I attach some experience to fill 3 years of gap? How much of it recommend to? Okay, so I really don't know your background, like how many total years of experience you have and what domain you're currently working on, what is your background, but I'm just answering this universally, right? So this course will give you a knowledge of a data scientist who has worked in industry like 2 to 3 years. Till that level, this course will give you. Now, there are a lot of ways you can kind of show this experience into your CV. Let's say, try to first switch internally if there are any scopes. If you're applying for external companies, so you have to kind of show them some experience. As a fresher, it is difficult that your CV will be shortlisted. So you have to show some experience now. You don't have experience, how to show those experience. You have done all of those 10 to 12 projects. You know your domain. So you can actually smartly, you can modify these projects into your domain projects. How to do that? When you enroll for this course, there is a special class dedicated at the end of the session. So all course, when it is completed, the last class is CV preparation. 2 to 3 hours only on that I will spend. One weekend we will connect. 2 hours I will show you some demos. 3 to 4 CV template I will show you. And then I will tell you from different domain I have collected those templates. Like one is from healthcare, one is from your industry, one is from investment banks. So you will get an idea how people should write their CV, right? And all of those projects, how you can change it to your domain projects. And if you have any queries, you can ask in that class, I will guide you. So my answer is yes. So irrespective of your, I don't know from which background you belong to, but this course will give you that much knowledge of a 3-year experienced data scientist, right? So computer vision OpenCV. So computer vision OpenCV itself is a huge domain. And honestly speaking, we are just understanding the introductory part of it. It's many of the institutes, even you go and check their syllabus, they will not tell you, they will tell we are completing deep learning, we are completing NLP. No, actually, that's not true. So they're not completing, they're just giving introductory. And we are very honest in that. So it's not a complete thing. So computer vision itself will take 2.5 months to 3 months minimum. It's a very specialized course. Many freshers will not get this role because it's a specialized course. So somebody who is working as a data scientist or someone who has a master's degree with the relevant field may get computer vision. Or in your company, if there are some scopes, then you're lucky, so you can kind of join. So data science freshers can also join, but computer vision is a very specialized branch. It needs a lot of expertise. It needs Python and Java, other languages, very, very expert level. It needs deep learning at expert level, image processing at expert level. So a lot of specialized thing you should know. So this is a completely separate, like as I said, 2 to 3 months is needed. So in this course, we are going to understand about the introductory part of deep learning, and we are not going to complete the computer vision part, right? I hope I answered your question. So computer vision is just, we are introductory part we are understanding, we are not completing it. It's very vast. What is the duration of the course? The duration of the course, you can say around 2 to 2.5 months, right? The projects will be end to end with deployment. Yes, so I forgot. So I forgot one thing. So yes, the major part is there is one more pillar which is again new and introduced in your batch, that is cloud deployment. This is the fourth pillar. Sorry, I forgot about it. So yes, it is there. So we are going to use AWS and all of these things, whatever we have discussed, ML and deep learning, all the projects. It's not possible for me to implement 10 to 12 projects, but 3 to 4 projects, how to deploy in AWS. We're going to see. So it is end to end, starting from very scratch like SQL to Power BI to Python to ML and statistics, deep learning, NLP to deploying in cloud in AWS. So it is an end to end thing. One more question I will answer, how I'm able to cover all of these things in this 2.5 months with in-depth. 2.5 months I'm not touching surface. I don't believe in touching surface. So whatever we are not covering, we are skipping. I will tell you this is introductory, like how I'm telling for advanced. But whatever we are covering, this is a tick for you. So there is nothing beyond it. For example, linear regression I have covered. So it is a tick for you. So there is nothing beyond linear regression. I will tell you, don't waste your time looking any other video except this class video for this topic. But let's say some other topic which we have not covered, I will tell you what next. I'll show you the path. Okay, these are the things. If you want to upgrade yourself, maybe these things you can learn as a next step. And these are the resources. So those way I can help you. So yes, so the answer is yes, cloud deployment. We will be talking, and how to deploy in cloud. We will be discussing that. So it's an end to end. The course is very organized. It says experience matters. So as I have completed 45 to 50 batches, so the flow is already set. So we know what to deliver, and within 1 hour, lot of things we will be discussing. So that 1 hour, 15 minutes will be completely utilized. So like one thing I can say is if you are organized, many things like when you go for a company presentation, within 1 hour, you present your 1 year task, right? Whatever you have done, just by showing PPTs, you're making the client understand, a new person understand what you have done. So it's all about preparation, experience, and deliver. Like what you are actually delivering. The content matters. How you are presenting matters. Some people will explain the same concept for 5 hours, still you will not be clear because they themselves are not clear. Some people will explain you very difficult concept in 1 hour and which is very clear to you. Having said that, it's not all about me, it's also about you. So you should also understand your background, where you are belonging to. If you think that you are you need some extra pre-preparation, let me know. I can share you previous batch videos in advance. So what you can do is those previous batch videos you can go through before you come into the class, so that it will give you a lot of things in advance. You will prepare and come. But honestly, you don't need any extra preparation. Just attend the class, complete the assignments, and you are all done. If you are not able to understand, those kind of facilities are also there where we will provide you previous batch recordings so that you can see those and you can come to your class. So this batch is going to be the new batch, or the first batch for the new syllabus. A lot of things has been added. So Plotly has been added, sorry, SQL, Power BI, and Cloud, AWS has been added. So it's a end to end. And I will also tell you, because in my current organization, it's a IoT based company where we have a lot of sensor data we collected. So I'm so lucky. I will consider myself very lucky because I'm able to see the ML ops, like machine learning operation part, right? As a team, we coordinate between data engineer and data science, and as everything is our own, like the data is like the data from where we are collecting, the products are our own products. So end to end, I am able to see, starting from data collection, the sensors, like machinery data collecting from using sensors to deploying in AWS. Entire flow I have seen in my company. So those knowledge, whatever I have learned, along with the theoretical knowledge and the coding thing, I will summarize and give it to you. So this is the kind of complete end-to-end thing you can see, right? So yes, we will receive video recordings of these classes. Yes, video recording only. If you want, you can go through the video recording of these classes. But this is a new batch, so like everyday class video recording will be uploaded. Previous batch class also you can see. Cloud will not be there in previous batch, but rest all will be there. Right? Okay, so for cloud recording, you have to wait because this batch cloud recording will be uploaded. Rest all recordings you can take, right? So recording, if you're only purchasing, it is, you can check with the price with Durga soft, right? You can go for only recording also. PySpark, PySpark again, I don't want to mix up many things. It's not possible to cover during this thing. I'm going to start a separate batch, ML Ops, or basically data engineering, big data analytics batch. Please join that. That's a completely different track. I don't want to touch surface, so I don't want to include a lot of topics, right? I just want to include the cream topics which will help you to clear interviews. Those cream topics will go in detail, in depth. That is the secret to crack interviews, right? Having said that, I'm not saying PySpark is not important. Why I have not included? Because that's a separate track. Again, that will take 2 to 3 months. So we're going to cover that in the big data analytics, data engineering ML ops batch, which we are going to start very soon. Maybe you can see email notification end of this month. After 15-20 days, that batch will be starting. So if you really want to expertise yourself in Apache Airflow, the cloud techniques in depth, and then Apache Spark, all of those kind of things, please join the Big Data Analytics batch. Yes, one more thing is PySpark recording will be shared. I forgot that from previous batch. I will share the PySpark recordings of 8 to 9 hours, right? But it will not be live class. Recording will be shared in Drive. Everything will be on your Drive, so you can check, and it will remain with you for one month. Oh, sorry, 1 year. Right? So I have answered all the queries from the window. So the timing of the class will be 7 to 8 a.m. IST if you all are available, or 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST, right? No, maybe when we connect tomorrow, I will take a vote, and based on that, we will decide the timings. Okay, thank you everyone for your time. Let us connect tomorrow and we will continue. Okay. So till Thursday, it will be demo class. Thursday onwards, we will have our regular class. What is the takeaway for tomorrow's class? So why you should join tomorrow's class if you already joined today? So again, 10 minutes, I will quickly summarize because it is a demo. Many people are joining new. So I will summarize everything, whatever we have discussed today. Along with that, 20 minutes to 30 minutes I will take to give you a use case example. So many of you are not sure what is machine learning. So you don't know anything, you are blank. So I will give you a use case from very scratch. Within 20 minutes to 30 minutes, you can build your first machine learning kind of project or use case you can understand. 100% everybody will understand, right? So those kind of things we will do, and Thursday onwards we will start our batch, right? Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, last question I'm taking. What about placement, right? So placement in data science, no one can help you, only you yourself can help. How? By preparing interview questions, by preparing a very, very good CV or template that I am going to share with you. So I am going to help you so that independently you can go for cracking interviews will be very easy for you, right? Having said that, you can, I am not guaranteeing you, but I have some links. I can forward your CV to them. That's the only thing I can do. Accepting, not accepting, based on your CV, they will decide. But yes, I can forward your CV to many, many companies that I know. Some of my links, they have their own startups. So I can send your CVs to them if they have any requirement. And if it is fitting with, if that requirement, your CV is fitting to that, then they will call you back. Right? This course is completely online mode. It's the online course and it's a completely interactive course. So you know go to meeting, so you can share your screen, I can share my screen. So it's completely interactive. Okay, thank you everyone. So let us connect tomorrow and have a nice day. We'll connect tomorrow and we'll discuss the other topics. Welcome to the demo session. So before we start, let me share my screen. So many of you attended yesterday's demo class. So let me quickly tell you the agenda for today's demo session, right? So as we discussed, we will be discussing about the course curriculum in short, in summarized way. And then I will be taking any questions. If you have all the queries, I will address. Also, we will see a small use case, right? So there is a time confusion. Many people thought it is 7:30, but from tomorrow onwards, the class timing will be 7 to 8. So like till Thursday, we have demo sessions, and from Thursday onwards, we will start the class. So timing of the class will be 7 to 8 a.m. IST, morning 7 to 8, right? So that's the time. Let us understand what we're going to see in this particular demo session. So we'll start with the course curriculum. So I will summarize what we're going to cover. After that, I will take a small algorithm and I will try to explain what exactly machine learning is through a use case, right? So, and after that, I will take your questions and we will discuss if you have any concern or something, right? We can discuss that. So to start with or to begin with, let me introduce myself. So I will be the course instructor. I have around 11 plus years of experience into data science and big data analytics. My journey started as a big data engineer, and after I completed my master's, I joined as a data scientist trainee. So currently I'm working as a staff data scientist in one of the leading MNC. I have around 6 to 7 years of experience into data science. So I completed my master's in computer science. My major was machine learning and Apache Spark. I have few research publications. My MTech thesis work has been published Also, currently, I am joining this session, this July session for PhD in IoT in Triple IT. Coming to the teaching experience, I am into this for last 6 years, almost 45 to 50 batches I have completed. Right? So industry-wise, I have worked in different organizations, starting from GE Aviation to renewables to Goldman Sachs, like investment banks, to different kind of other companies. Right? Okay, so coming to the curriculum and all, I already summarized the curriculum in the yesterday's demo session. So this is the content will be mostly, I mean, you can find it in the site, but there will be some modification, some new content I'm adding. So the new syllabus, this is a new modified syllabus where 3 new things has been added based on the current demand. So data science is a very demanding field, and it's kind of after every 1 or 2 years, we need to update our syllabus, right? So in this particular course, 3 new things has been added, that is Power BI, SQL, and AWS. Because cloud is very much important nowadays, you need to deploy your models on cloud. So they will be asking you where you have deployed and all. So in interview, to clear the interviews, those concepts are needed. So along with whatever is, I'm showing 3 new concepts are added, that is Power BI, SQL, and nothing but AWS cloud, right? So whatever we will do, like we have created a Power BI dashboard, we have built 10 to 12 projects using machine learning. So all of those things we will be deploying in cloud, in AWS platform. So the program starts with Python. So I say in this program, there are 4 pillars, as we discussed yesterday. The first pillar is basically to prepare you for the course. The first pillar is kind of universal pillar. It's always useful no matter where you are from. I mean, if you are only looking for data analyst kind of course, I think you can continue this course for the first pillar, right? So in the first pillar, we have Python, core Python, advanced Python. Coming with advanced Python, in the sense, it's not about OOPS concept and other things. You will get 170-hour video from Durga Sir. So if you really want to expertise yourself in Python, you can go through those videos. Here in this particular course, the main intention is data science, not the Python developer course. So in this particular course, you will find Python for data science. So whatever modules are very important for data science, those Python modules we will be completing in depth. So we'll start with core Python, and it's very scratch. So let's say you are from non-programmers, you are coming from a non-programming background. So still you can understand, because you're starting from very scratch Python installation. From there we are starting. All the non-programmers, you can take the previous batch recording in advance after your enrollment is confirmed, and you can go through those recordings before you come to the class if you have not done programming ever, right? But if you have any prior programming experience, any language, Java, Scala, whatever it is very easy for you to understand, because Python is the easiest language, right? So we'll start with first Python module, and after Python, we'll go to the advanced Python. So it is basically advanced Python. We'll be discussing about NumPy, and NumPy is a basically very important module for data analysis. It will help you. It's a math library followed by your pandas. Pandas is kind of missing here. So pandas is also there, NumPy and panda. And then we will move to Power BI. So not statistics. After this, 2 more pages will be added in the syllabus. That is, after we complete the Python track, we will move to Power BI and SQL. So once we complete Python, Power BI and SQL, the first pillar is completed. Then we'll move to the second pillar. In the second pillar, we will discuss about statistics and machine learning. So coming from an educational background, plus industry experience, I will give you the balance between coding and theory, right? So if you want to see how the notes are and all, I'm very transparent showing the notes, because I'm very sure we are going very in depth to each and every part of it, right? For example, let's say let's take one let's take one example of let's say this deep learning nodes or linear regression node, or let's say decision tree, right? Let's take this decision tree or linear regression or any one node, how we are going to discuss. So the complete theory we are going to discuss, followed by the complete theory, followed by the implementation part, right? So if you see this, it is 1 second. So let me open one note. What I want to show you is how exactly the notes will be, right? So let me open it. So let's say decision tree, right? So how exactly we'll discuss about decision trees. So for example, this is an example I will take, and everything I will write down in the class and we will discuss. So complete math, line by line, the derivations, what is entropy, what is information gain. So the in-depth math, along with that, we will discuss it in a project, right? We'll implement the algorithm, whatever we have discussed in the project. So the main backbone of this course is machine learning and statistics. So you will be very expert about all of those algorithms. We are discussing about linear regression, polynomial regression, logistic regression. We are discussing about unsupervised k-means, decision tree, random forest. So all of those 7 to 8 algorithms will be very clear. And not only that, along with this, we will also, every algorithm will have one project. So we'll do one project. In the class, we will I will code and explain. And also you will get some assignments, more projects to practice, right? So it's a kind of perfect balance between theory and project. So we are not stopping there, and every project I will show you end to end. So we are data scientists, we are working in industry. So what we do is when we take a project, we complete it end to end. So we starting from business requirement gathering or problem statement understanding till deploying. Though maintenance is not a data scientist job, only coordinating with data engineering team to deploy models. Till that level, this is what this course will give you. That's why the name is full stack. Full stack in the sense you are independently able to handle everything, starting from data collection to model deployment. So all of these algorithms, whatever we have implemented in projects, it's not possible for me to show all the 10, 15, but 2 to 3 projects I will explain from scratch how to implement all of those in cloud, right? So you will create your own dashboard in cloud and then you will deploy your models in cloud. Till that level we will discuss. So there are 3 pillars, as I said. The first pillar is nothing but Python. The second pillar is nothing but Python, Power BI and SQL. Second pillar is nothing but stats and ML. You can see in detail. So for example, linear regression, it's not about showing you some Jupyter notebook how to code, which will take 15-20 minutes to explain, but it's about every detail. What is cost function? What is gradient descent, right? How to optimize, what is optimization technique, right? Or what is the mathematical interpretation of gradient descent? So all of those very detailed maths, we will go for each and every algorithm. What is entropy? What is information gain? What kind of questions you can expect? So every class there is an interview preparation now. It's not like dumping questions and telling you to prepare. So it's an ongoing parallel process. 10 minutes is dedicated for interview preparation. For the first pillar, there is no interview, like it's all coding. So Python, Power BI and SQL, 10-15 minutes, all coding questions from LitCode, whatever I have collected, we'll discuss. But after that, coming to this ML and statistics, what we will do is the theoretical question, especially because projects anyway you will practice, those will be assignments. But the theoretical question, for example, what are the assumption in linear regression? This is an interview question. It might come. What is cost function? What is gradient descent? Like every day, two, three theoretical questions we will discuss related to the topic that we have covered. So at the end of the session, like whatever time we are spending, you will be getting every day 4, 5, 3, 2 like that. So almost like 120, 150 questions will be completed. And I'm 100% sure most of the questions will be from those interview questions. And you will be independently able to handle those interviews. Once your CV is shortlisted, all answers you can tell, right? Not only that, I will also help you by giving some tips for CV preparation. It's a batch, so it's not possible one-to-one. I cannot guide, but at least generalized way I can tell you how to, what are the things you need to do when you go for interviews, right? The CV preparation part. What is important, what is not important, what is trending right now, because we are also hiring, so we know what is trending right now. And data science is a kind of very demanding field. So today it is trending, tomorrow it might not be, something new will come. For example, today I'm teaching you AWS. Maybe after 6 months, if you see the syllabus, it might change to GCP or maybe Azure, right? So depends on the market, the interview questions, the pattern, everything I will keep updating based on the trend, what is there in the industry. And also, if you have any queries throughout this entire course, how exactly the data science, anything related to real time, you can ask me and we can discuss. I'll show you the next part. Once you complete this, what next? So it's a very vast thing. It's not like the syllabus is the end of data science. It's just a kind of beginning. For example, linear regression we have discussed, and let's say from here we have lot of other elastic net regression. So there are 10-15 kind of regression. So if you want to understand from here what next, so I will tell you resources, my collection, whatever I have kind of collected in all of those 7-8 years of experience. I will share those. Okay, this package is good, that package is good. So you go to that YouTube link, that resource is good. So this blog is good. So everything will be shared. Okay. Maybe we will have a Telegram group or something, so where we can um, share everything, right? Okay, so this is the kind of summarized way. You please go through the syllabus once again. It's very transparent, and you will get more than whatever is there in the syllabus, right? Okay, so once we complete this, I was about to show you a small use case. We don't have much time. I have to end the session at 8 o'clock because I have some other commitment. But we have only how many minutes? How much? Like only 10 minutes, right? You all are new, all are beginner. You have no idea about anything. I am assuming that you all are very new. Within 10 minutes, I will explain you one example of machine learning or data science, right? Not going to the theory part because, as I said, theory will take a lot of time to explain. A lot of background you need to understand. But coding wise, the application wise, and the implementation wise, right? Let me explain you what exactly machine learning with one example. Also with this example, you will understand how quickly you can understand within 10 minutes, how you can understand very complex algorithms, at least implementation wise. Theory wise, it will take time. So let us understand what is machine learning, because you should know what you are learning, right? If really it interests, if the algorithms and the work is really interesting for you, then only you should join for the course, right? Instead of me explaining what is ML, most of the kind of platforms you might have heard that machine learning is nothing but it's a math. Somebody will tell you it's a machine who will be trained and will do your work. So you have a lot of imaginations, assumptions, perception about it. So let's see one example and then we can understand. So let's solve some simple problem. So what we will do is, so this ID that I'm using is a Python ID. For many of you, it might be new. But it's nothing but a Python cell where I'm writing Python code, right? For all the new beginners, this is just a Python cell where I'm writing Python code to make it simple. So what we're going to do is, let us first understand the flow. The first flow is, you are a data scientist. There are two kinds of projects: pull project, push project. Pull project is something mostly the kind of in product-based companies, like they have their own problem which is predefined. You have to solve it. So it's very clear what you're doing. Push project is something mostly service-based companies. They push some work, like they have their internal data science team. They try to understand what their client is doing, and then they kind of take the data of the client and they tell the client what they can do for them, right? By showing their own data science team capability, by giving some projects or delivering some project POC kind of. So push project. So if the client is okay, if they are happy, then they can actually go ahead and tell the team to work on that. So there are two kind of project, but let us consider this very simple: business problem definition or data collection. So I have a data set available in my system. So it's a very simple use case. As I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this data. And what I'm going to do is to load the data. It's a CSV file. I need some models or some libraries from some. Student provide. Give me 1 minute, please. Sorry. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just importing a package. Why I'm importing it? Because I need it to collect my data. So what is the data format that I have? So I have this data. Let's say this is a kind of CSV file that I'm loading. So for example, let me show you this. Let's say, okay, so I'm loading this advertising.csv file, right, which is there in my system. So there are two files. This is the Excel file. So basically we have TV, radio, newspaper, and sales. So this is a startup company. Let's say they want to invest. Let us understand what is the problem statement. I am a startup company. I'm your client. Who am I? I'm your client. What I want advertising my product, and I'm not sure how much to invest. So these are the three, these are the historical report. Let's say there are total 50 companies of my domain. Let's say I'm aviation company, and there are 200 companies. You can see there are 200 rows. Each row is a company, and they have invested 230. The first company has invested $230 in TV, $37 in radio, $69 in newspaper, and the sell is 22. Second company has invested 44 in TV, $39 in radio advertisement, $45 in newspaper advertisement, and they got a sales of 10.4. So this is the kind of sales they got, and these are the amount that they have invested or basically spent on different medium, TV medium, radio medium, and newspaper medium for advertisement. So how this, I'm a client, so you are my team. Let's say you are data scientist. What I told you is, you know what? These are some historical reports. They are my competitors. All of those 200 companies are my competitors, and I have collected their spend records. Can you look at this data and at least tell me some guideline, or at least you can let me know how much I need to spend on which medium to get a sales of $50 or a sale of $70, or let's say if I spend $100 in TV, $100 in $20 in radio, I'm planning to spend $50 in newspaper. Can you tell approximately what will be my sell? Let me frame the question again. The question is, if I spend $10 in TV, $5 in radio, and $2 in newspaper, can you tell me, as a data scientist, taking the historical data, understanding the pattern from this, can you tell me approximately what will be my sales? What profit I will get, or what will be my sales? That is the problem statement that you tell. And this is how your data is in CSV format. Now I need to bring to my platform to analyze it. For that, I am using Python, one of the package called Pandas. I am not typing because it is a wastage of time. I'll just copy paste the code. So what I'm going to do now is, first I'm going to read this file. What I'm going to do? I'm going to read this file because I want to bring it to my platform to analyze it. And this is how we will collect our data, right? So this is how my data is looking. So data collection is the first step of data science. Done. Data is collected. What is the second step? Once you collected the data, what you will do? You will analyze. So all the three medium might not be same, right? Maybe TV is very important advertisement medium. Radio might not be, because nobody is listening radio nowadays. Maybe radio might not be important medium. Newspaper might be important, might not be important. So do you know which column is very much kind of related to sales, or basically very important to predict or to understand the sales pattern? We don't know. So let us understand the importance of the TV, importance of radio versus sales, importance of newspaper. So these are all things, all of these questions that is coming to your mind is called data pre-processing. And also, I'm not sure whether this data has any missing value or not. What is the guarantee that the client has given full data, right? Maybe some data is missing. So that is called data pre-processing. What is this? This is called data pre-processing, or basically cleaning my data, right? Making it ready for building models. So understanding patterns from the data, creating charts, showing those presentation or charts to the client, understanding the exact, let's say some data is very different. For example, normally if you spend $230, you will get 22 to 25. But somehow, because of some something like some external factor, somebody has invested $230 and he got 122. That is not a normal record. That is outliers. So those records will damage your model. So you have to clear those. Outlier detection, missing value, cleaning. Basically, we call it data pre-processing. So what I'm trying to understand, what is the importance of each and every column? Again, I will use statistics for that. So that's why we are learning statistics. There is a simple function, see one function only I'm writing. So what I will do is I will write or basically let me explain you through visualization so that you will understand better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two more packages from Python. Right? I'm going to use two more packages called Seaborn and Matplotlib. What is that? That is the visualization package. Why? I need to create some charts. Why? My client is me. For example, you are my client. Let's say you all 13, 12 participants. You are my client. You don't know anything about machine learning. Now I have to explain. And this is a challenge you will face in daily life, right? People are naive. They don't know anything. And you have to explain them. If you tell them correlation, covariance, blah, blah, they will not understand anything. If you show them charts, they will understand. That's why visualization plays a great role. That's why we are learning Power BI. We are learning other tools, Plotly and all, to show them charts like this. So what you understand from this chart, even though you don't know anything, very simple patterns, you can see that from TV, radio and newspaper, TV is very, very kind of important as compared to newspaper and radio. Why? Because if I take a data and if I try to understand the patterns, the more, this is called correlation chart. For example, let's say I'll give you one example. There are two column A and B. They're very, very, let's say, or maybe X and Y. There are two column X and Y. So Y equals to 2X, right? So X is 1, Y is 2, X is 2, Y is 4, X is 3, Y is 6, and so on. If you plot this, let's say this is X and this is Y, you will get an exact straight line, right? You will get an exact straight line. Now these are like Y equals to not exactly 2X. Let's say it's, let's say if I get first, let me give you one more example. Let's say X equals to 1 and Y equals to 2. So it's not exactly 2X. Sometimes it is 2X plus some noise. Let's say X equals to 2, Y equals to not 4, maybe 4.1. Now X equals to 3, Y equals to may not be 6, maybe 5.8. So it may not be in real time data, you will not get exact relationship, there will be some noise. So if you represent this data, still you will get a very linear pattern, isn't it? So X and Y. So what you understand is this might not be exact straight line, but this will be very close to a straight line. And what this indicates it, what is the goal of linear regression? What is the goal of machine learning? The machine learning goal is feed the model the historical data. The model will identify patterns or common behavior or general behavior using maths. So in this case, what is the general behavior? Roughly, if I say Y equals to nearly equals to 2X, it's not exactly same, but nearly equals to 2X. But this pattern, how I will identify? You give me data, I will plot it. More linear, more close points means more they are kind of correlated. So what I will do here is I will just identify. So how to represent this entire data. One thing is very clear. If X is increasing, Y is also increasing. If X is decreasing, Y is also decreasing. So it means Y is proportional to X. So what I'm going to do is the whole intention of linear regression is to find a straight line which is the closest line to all the points. Let me repeat. What is the goal of linear regression? The linear regression goal is to find a straight line, which is the closest line to all the points, right? And why we are doing it? So let's say somehow you find the straight line. Find the straight line. To make it simple, what I'm going to do is let us consider only one column, this TV versus cell. And if I give you this straight line, which you've identified, how that we will discuss in the theory class. But let us say you identified this straight line. Now tell me everyone, if you know this straight line in future, for any value of TV, can you predict cells? Answer is yes. Let's say TV 170. I told you. Okay, you know the patterns. TV is 170. Tell me what will be the cell. Just join this. Okay, cell will be something around 15. TV is 253 or 270. What will be the cell? Just join wherever it is joining, because every point has X and Y coordinate, right, in this straight line. So you know the X coordinate, easily you can understand the Y coordinate, and that is what we are doing. So we have historical data. We have taken this historical data. We have one X and one Y. We have plotted, and then we understood Y is dependent on X. We try to find a straight line, which is the closest line to all the points. After we find this straight line, in the testing data, the client will give us some new records. Only X they will provide, only X. So in this particular case, I know this straight line from my historical data. No matter what X the client is giving, always I can predict the respective y using the line that I found from my historical data. So finding this line from the historical data is called model training. So I'm training my model means I'm finding this line from the historical data, and finding y given x for the new data is called predicting. So people will be surprised. Okay, you are a data scientist, you can tell what is y given x. They will be surprised, but it is nothing but a simple mathematical algorithm we are using. So this is what is called machine learning. For your better understanding, machine learning is not a rocket science, it's just math, and Python is the platform which will helpful to code whatever the algorithm we are using. And basically we are using a lot of packages for kind of finding insights. So the journey is not the machine learning is nothing but using math, understanding the data and finding insights or patterns from this data, common behavior from that data, right? So once you understood this, from this coming back to the project, you understand that TV is very important to make it simple, because it is a very kind of initial class. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the first record and ignoring the other ones, right? So I'm just taking TV and cells. I'm just ignoring the other two columns as of now. Later I will explain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take TV because I found TV is important, and then cells. Cells is important. So I have two records, right? Am I writing correct? The spelling cell is SS capital, sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take only this two columns. Now you can see what is the problem statement. I have historical data. 200 companies have spent this much amount in TV, and they have these all predictions, right? How much sales they got. What I want is I want to find, if I show this is how my data is looking, I want to find the straight line. So for that I need to train my model. If this is x, that is y. If this is x, that is y. I need to train my model. The model will understand the pattern, in the sense the model will identify the straight line. Now how? I will train my model using machine learning package of Python that is called sklearn. What is the package? That is called sklearn. So I'm just going to import the package and train the model. So from machine learning linear regression, importing package, right? I'm just importing the machine learning package, linear regression package. And then what I'm going to do, what is this all code is about, I will tell you later in the class, but as of now, just understand I'm training my model. What I'm doing, I am training my model. Training my model in the sense what? I am understanding the straight line, right? So what I'm doing is I'm understanding the straight line. So what I'm going to do is whole data I'm not going to use. There are 200 records. I'm going to use only 150 records to train the model, and 50 records I will keep for testing, right? 50 records I will keep for testing. But as of now, let us use this data. We are kind of running out of time. If I get 5 more minutes, I would have explained that partition part. But as of now, I'm going to use this whole data for training. So there a little bit of pre-processing is needed. So for example, so we need to train and test our model. So we need to split our data into 4 parts. 50% or 70% of the data from this 200 records I'm going to use for training, and some of the data I'm going to use for testing. So 1 second, let me tell you. So what I'm going to do is this step is called splitting. What you're doing, you're splitting your data. Some of the parts you're keeping for training and some of the parts you're keeping for testing. Okay, so there is no TV column. Okay. I have one more batch actually at 8 a.m. So I'm little running out of time. So tomorrow onwards we'll be connecting at 7 a.m. right? 7:30 we will have only 30 minutes. Let me explain from here only. So we have this data. So what we are going to do is, once we understood the patterns from this data, what we're going to do is we're going to train our model, right? So we are going to train our model. So how we are going to train our model? By splitting our data. So I'm keeping, so what I'm going to do is, 1 second. Just give me 1 second. 70% of 200, 140 records I'm taking to train my model. See, I am your client, and if I tell you to use my model, will you use? Answer is no. I will ask you, what is the guarantee that your model will work? So I'll show you. You know what? You had given me 200 records. What I have done, 140 records I have trained my model. 60 records the model has not seen. Completely new data. I have kept it. I have not used that data. And I have tested my model on those 60 records, and it gave me wonderful results. I have validated also with the real data. Then the trust builds, right? So what I'm going to do is, out of that historical 200 records, 140 records I'm taking to build the model, and rest 60 records untouched, unseen, not used at all, I'm keeping aside for testing my model. So all of these steps that I'm doing is nothing but splitting my data into training and testing. And I'm specifying 0.3 means 70% I'm keeping for training, 30% I'm keeping for testing. For many of you, this might not be clear because why? Because I think this is just a demo. Just I'm showing you what exactly machine learning. So at least 30-40% you will understand what we are doing. But when we go to the real class, we will understand it in a very detailed way. So as of now, I think you should understand that I'm splitting my data into training and testing. So you can see in the training I have 140 records, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to train my model. So training my model, I'm just writing these 3 lines, and what I'm doing is I'm training my model. My model is done. My training is done. So the model is trained. Means what? I understood the straight line. From the 140 records, I have understood that straight line. Now how I am going to test my model? So for model testing, we have prediction. So for example, once the model is trained, so I will tell you something called X test, right? So what is this X test? These are the 60 records unseen by the model. The model has not seen this data. Now tell me, in this X test, do you have cells? Answer is no, we don't have cells. We have only TV, we have radio, and we have newspaper. There is no Y. There is no cells present, cells information present. We have only TV, radio, and newspaper. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to test my model. You know what? 140 records I have used to train my model. I have told the model that this is X, that is Y, this is X, that is Y. Model understood the pattern. The straight line has been found. Let us use that straight line to predict, to understand what will be the cells given this all X. And we are going to predict by calling a simple function called predict. So what I'm going to do is, I'm telling the model, can you predict for this 60 records? Use your understanding, whatever you understood, whatever you have been trained, use your understanding and predict. So remember, this is the X test I'm passing, where we don't have cells. Only we have X. We don't have Y information here. So the model will tell me what is the Y. And you can see for all of those X, the model has predicted. So for example, if you want to see, so the X test dot head. Okay. So this is my first record, and for this first record, 120, 28, 14.2. If you will spend this much, the model is telling the cells will be 13.85. So let us check whether the model is correct or not, where you will get real values. In the Y test, we have saved the real value. I'm just showing you the first record. So it is 14.2 is the right. So 14.2 is the actual value. The model is predicting 13.85. Let us see the first 5 records, right? First 5 records. So let me show you. The first record is, you already seen. Second is, you have spent 19.6, 20.1, 17.0 in training, in advertisement medium. What is the real value? Real value is 7.6. 7.6 you actually got. The actual cell value 173 row, you can see 7.6 is the cells value. For 173x, the actual Y value is 7.6. Now let's see what the model predicted. The model predicted 7.7. You can see very closely it is predicting. Third actual value is 17.4. The model predicted 17.24. Fourth actual value is 16.1. The model has predicted 18.4. Fifth actual value is 24. The model has predicted 23. Okay? Now, how you will know the model is correct or wrong? Just understand the difference, X minus Y, the actual minus the prediction. How closely the prediction, like If the error is very less, the model is very good. And then this you can tell you to your client, see, I have built a model, I've tested on 60 records, trained on 140 records, and all of those 60 records, this is the actual, this is the prediction. So the client will have that trust. So this is what is called machine learning. This is a very small use case. Hardly it took 10 to 15 minutes. A complete use case I have explained. This is called model training validation, and then you will deploy this model in the cloud. This is a short demo of the entire project. We have data collection, data pre-processing, modeling, validation, and deployment. Majorly 5 major steps. At least 30-40% if you are understanding, that is very great, because it's a very complex process or complex concept which we try to understand in a very simplified manner. So this is how the classes will be. So many people ask, and this is the answer to many of the questions, like why 2.5 hours, sorry, 2.5 months, why not 6 months, 7 months? So many programs are for 1 year. Trust me, I mean, if you want, you can check. When it comes to data science, the main topics are machine learning and deep learning. And if you check how much time they're providing for machine learning and deep learning, all the time is same. So they will be providing the machine learning part and deep learning same 2-3 months. Other timings are nothing but Python 2 months, R 2 months, Tableau 2 months, SQL 1 month, right? 15-20 days break. So like that, they're stretching and they're charging 2-3 lakhs. Ultimately, whatever you are getting there, mostly 100% the content, most of the content, especially for the major topics, will be same. And second thing is the quality matters. The same topic, somebody just trained and teaching may charge very less, and somebody who is a IIT professor may be charging 5 times or 10 times, 15 times more. So it's all about quality of teaching. It's never fall for time and quantity. All for quality when you're taking any course, not only data science, when you're taking any industry leading courses like blockchain, IoT, data science, data engineering, these are the real time courses. So you really need a lot of industry experience people teaching you, because they will be knowing what is going on in the industry. So actually, if somebody is giving their time, and if it's you are paying for their time, right? So if somebody is valuable, their time is also valuable. And they will not be able to teach you 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, right, with very less price. So you need to understand those calculations very clearly. So it's all about quality, and it's about going in depth. It's not about touching surface and attracting people. It's about going in depth, because these concepts are very, very important concepts. If you will not go in depth, you will not be able to explain to your interviewer. In the interview, the process is not going to be very simple. There will be 3-4 rounds, and doesn't matter whether you are trained or you are really working. Nowadays, everybody knows that people are getting trained and coming. So that's a kind of common acceptance. So if somebody is telling, I hired personally many people who honestly told me they have gone through training. Doesn't matter whether you are have gone through training, or you have real-time experience. What really matters to me is how much you know, right? If you know the things, I will hire you. I really don't care how you know, whether you knew it from your real-time experience or from training. If you know it, I will hire you. If you don't know it, I will reject you. That's the policy. So there is a broad opening, very high opportunities are there. So so that's the thing. We will be connecting for 2 to 2.5 months. And this is how the classes will be. This is just a small demo, but when we will go to theory part and other part, it will be very in-depth. And if you have any queries, sorry, I'm running out of time today. I will not be able to take your questions. Tomorrow, I will be answering all your questions. Okay, I think there is the screen is I can see the screen, extra screen is coming, something I can see. Okay, anyway, so we'll connect tomorrow 7 a.m. and we'll continue, right? Okay, thank you everyone for this wonderful video. Institute student provide. Today I will take questions. So if you have any doubts or any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat window. And if you missed previous demo sessions, it is available in YouTube. You can go and check. The recorded sessions are also available yesterday and day before yesterday. So we just discussed about the curriculum, and I have answered many of your queries. So if today is your first demo session, you can find a lot of my demos even for previous batches from YouTube, right? Just type Durgasoft data science Sasmita, you will find a lot of demos available. So you can go through that. So again, I have to introduce myself because many of you are again new, and quickly what we will do is I will talk about the course syllabus. I will be showing you the content. So it's a new content, many things I have modified. So based on my own experience and based on what is trending right now in market, the syllabus has been modified. So what all new things that has been added? So Power BI, SQL, and AWS has been added, and there will be one more new batch which will be starting evening time. Mostly it will be 9 to 10 p.m. where that is a very unique kind of course, which is nothing but ML ops, ML operations, where or you can say kind of big data analytics course. So if anybody wants to expertise in the ML ops, which is very rare, you will not find a lot of courses available. So you can join that. Maybe end of this April, we will announce the batch, right? But here, what is the goal? You will be very expertise yourself. You will be expert in data science concepts. ML Ops will tell you how basically you can, it's a kind of ML machine learning you already learned in this course. Operations, like it's a kind of data engineering plus data science. It's a kind of hybrid course you can say. Who will attend those courses, both data engineer and data scientist, to upgrade their skills. So before you jump into that course, you should be very keen on the basic concepts of ML, DL, NLP, Python, right? So that's not a course for beginners, right? Especially who are already very keen at data science, they can go there. But anyway, so we will be discussing the curriculum. So I will start the curriculum. Before I start, again, let me quickly introduce. I will be your course instructor. I have around 11 years of experience into data science and big data analytics. I started my career as a big data engineer, and after my master's, I switched to data science. Almost 45 batches I have completed so far. And currently I'm working as a staff data scientist. I'm leading a small team of 4 to 5 people. Currently my domain is renewables. I worked in aviation, healthcare, investment banks. So this is my kind of summary, professional summary. Coming to teaching experience and all, I was a faculty in Reva University. Also, I taught in many engineering colleges to their faculties in their faculty development program. So like teaching is my passion. So it's not like now I'm teaching. So since my school days, like after I completed my 10th, I am teaching, right? Because I love to teach. Okay, so that is my short introduction. Coming to the course curriculum. So the AWS part I will be adding, except the AWS part, rest all is kind of it's done. So I was just adding a lot of content. So it took some time from my side to share the content with you. So you can see the previous batch content. Most of the content is same, but the new content, what is added and what is the flow, I will tell you. Also, it is very transparent. So I'll tell you how much time we will dedicate for each and every topic, so that it will be clear in your mind, right, before you join the course. And also I have mentioned the topic name, so there will be no confusion. You will be knowing inside the main topic what are the subtopics that we will be learning. And this entire syllabus we will be following one by one, right? So the program starts with mostly, initially we will start with SQL or Python, right? So let's say we're starting with Python. So the first part will be core Python. So in core Python, we will be understanding about language basics. Again, 170-hour video of Durga Sir you are getting, which are very nice videos. You know how nicely Durga Sir teach. So if you see his videos, 100% all of your Python concepts will be very clear. So it's a complete kind of decorator, generator, exception handling, file handling, everything you will find from those videos. Here, it is not a Python course. So I just want to utilize the time very wisely. So 20 to 30% of the time we will dedicate to the first pillar. If you attended my yesterday's class, you will be remembering the first pillar is nothing but the prerequisite before we jump into the main concepts. And very important, like Python, SQL, Power BI. These are the first pillar. And what we're going to do is 20 to 25% of the time we will be dedicating to first pillar to learn Python. Let's say it's a 2.5 month course. So you can understand 25% of that will be the first pillar. So Python is not kind of, you're not going to learn Python for 1 month and machine learning for 10 days and deep learning for 10 days. No, we're going to learn Python, core Python. What is very, very